Today on the Stay-at-Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make Caprese soup. This creamy tomato soup is topped off with some mozzarella cheese, fresh basil, and a balsamic drizzle, and it is to die for. We're gonna start over here on the stovetop. You'll wanna get a tablespoon of olive oil heating over medium-high heat. Once that has heated up, we'll add in half of a white onion that's diced. And then we're gonna saute this until the onions are soft and translucent, which will take about 5 minutes. And you'll just stir that occasionally. Once your onions are soft and translucent, we're gonna add in 5 cloves of crushed garlic. The garlic only needs to cook for about 60 seconds. You'll start to smell it. And that's how you know it's releasing all its flavor and is ready to move on with the next step in the recipe. Pour in a cup of chicken broth, followed by 2 cans of fire-roasted diced tomatoes. Give this a stir. And I always use fire-roasted tomatoes because I love that smoky from the grill flavor that it adds. Then we'll season it with half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Give it a stir, increase the heat, and bring this to a simmer. Once it reaches a simmer, reduce the heat to low and continue letting it simmer for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. Once it's had a chance to simmer, I'm going to turn off the heat and add in about half a cup of fresh basil. And I still have about another half cup left for a garnish. Next, we're gonna take an immersion blender and puree this. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can put it into a regular blender. You'll just pour it in. Just make sure you don't put the lid on too tight or the heat will expand and everything and you'll have a dangerous situation on your hand. If you're using a blender, vent it. But I'm just using an immersion blender, so I just stick it in and start blending it up. Now you can go for totally smooth on your soup or you can leave a little bit of chunks in there. Totally up to you. It's up to your personal taste preferences on that. Then we're gonna add in half a cup of heavy cream and you'll just stir that in. And that is it for the soup base. I'm gonna take this over to the counter and I'm gonna ladle it into some soup bowls. You can also use ramekins, but I'm using these porcelain soup bowls today. You want your soup bowl to be oven safe because next we're going to take some freshly sliced mozzarella and place it on top of the soup. And then I'm going to place these in the oven under the broil setting until the cheese is bubbly and brown, which will take just a couple of minutes. Just be sure to keep a close eye on it so that your cheese doesn't burn. Once it comes out of the oven, we'll garnish it with more of this fresh basil and a little bit of balsamic. Now, I like to use a balsamic glaze rather than just straight balsamic vinegar because it stays nice and thick and it gives you that beautiful little drizzly glaze. Then it's time to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of my channel where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.